Hey everyone, it's Louis, and today I'm bringing the PPC News Daily to keep you updated on everything that's changed in the PPC world in the last 24 hours for the 28th of October 2024. Starting off with the Google Ads status dashboard, as you can see, all of their products are up and operational without any issues. But in the first piece of news for today, this is regarding the Google Search Console and how there was a performance report bug that caused a lot of panic. This comes from Search Engine Land, and they reported that recently there was an issue where a lot of people saw there was 0 clicks or impressions this morning, and it was an issue on Google's end that they have confirmed. So as you can see, that John Mueller had basically confirmed that there was a bug and an issue on their side, and it isn't an issue within the websites. And you can see this massive drop off in the examples that we're seeing from the screenshots here. Jumping into the next piece of news, this comes from Adrian Decker, announced by Anthony Higman, where they discovered that Google is now allowing you to not put a headline or call to action in YouTube ads. So it's now actually a little toggle box for the call to action, as you can see here as well. And you can see a few changes that are showing within the selections for the YouTube ads when you're creating it within Google Ads. So the video ads, as you can see, the little call to action toggle, we've got the option to add that as well as the headline. But unless that has clicked, which is set to default as not clicked, then you can't add the headline and call to action, which is very sneaky, very interesting to see that implementation. But definitely take note of that if you're creating any new YouTube ads in the near future. The next story again comes from Adrian Decker and an official announcement from Google and how they've released some broad match best practices. So with this as a document, again, not necessarily what's recommended by the specialists within the field, but this is recommended by Google in terms of their best practices, and they've put across some tips on how you should use it effectively with some statistics to go alongside it. So definitely worth a read, maybe worth a test, but in this case, like it says here, Adrian Decker doesn't necessarily agree with it with the one match type, because with exact match and phrase match there's a lot more potential if used in the right capacity. Broad match is obviously a new development, that's something, or in new development, Google is trying to push this quite heavily, especially with automated bidding. So it's something to keep an eye on and to see what sort of impact it has on your campaign. But like I said, it has several best practices to look out for, and also common pitfalls in the account structure to avoid a lot of the issues that people experience with broad match, whether that is a issue with user error or if it is an issue with the product itself is up for debate. The next news story comes from Bleeping Computer. As you can see, this is regarding how Ireland has actually fined LinkedIn Ireland regarding targeted advertising with a GDPR breach, and they've been fined 310 million euros as a result of this. So you can see from the Irish Data Protection Commission, they violated European Union's law in related to processing of personal data for behavioral analysis and targeted advertising. So you can see the specific articles and sections that are been raised within that, with the clauses that have been violated by and confirmed by the DPC, which is basically their data watchdog within Ireland. And with this, it's a very, very serious breach. As you can see, they have the Data Protection Commission fines, which are explained here within this little infographic. And definitely worth a read, which I'll leave a link to in the description below if you're interested in this. But it's interesting to see how these larger platforms are falling sort of accustomed to the issues that are being raised with GDPR and being not fully compliant. And this is, an interesting example, especially with LinkedIn, with the targeted advertising side of things. The final news story for today comes from Adrian Decker once again on LinkedIn regarding Meta ads and the OptiScore. So Carlos Lorio has just shared that Meta is rolling out OptiScore, and we can see how this appears within the dashboard and the UI with a 93 OptiScore out of a supposed 100 I can see here, which is showing now within the dashboard, within the ad selectors and the settings, as we can see. So really interesting to see how this is changing. A lot of interesting takes from people in the comments, about it causing more confusion than clarity. People generally rarely using it, similar to recommendations within Google. A lot of the time it doesn't understand the context of the ads account and the specific advertiser in question, but it's something to look out for, and hopefully, it will bring some worthwhile sort of interpretations in future, especially as AI evolves in the advertising space. But that is going to conclude the day for today in terms of the news over the course of the last 24 hours for PPC. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a like, and also comment down below with your opinions if you have any questions or new developments that you've noticed in the space. And also be sure to subscribe if you do want to keep up to date with the PPC News Daily. That's been everything. I've been Louis, and I'll see you in the next one.